further discussion? I guess Councilmember Kobayashi.
Thank you. I'll make this brief. I'm torn about this whole subject because I support what Councilmember Tom Berg is doing and will continue to do. However, I also believe in a person's word. And I know when all the negotiations were going on, we were supposed to have a 1% tax. And instead, the city agreed to 0.5%. And then the city agreed to this 10%. And so, it's a city who agreed to this. And I can't blame the legislature because they negotiated and the city agreed to have this 0.5% and the 10% surcharge. So, I believe in commitment. Thank you.
Second time for Councilmember Bahari.
Yeah, the city made that commitment.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Harimoto, second time.
Thank you. I'll make this brief, but I feel compelled to make another statement based on some of the other things that were being said. Although we are voting on the resolution itself, at this point we cannot separate the methods that have been attached to this resolution. I have never been afraid to take a stand, not afraid of how that might affect someone else. I think we do need to do the right thing. But in this case, I am equally passionate in saying this is not the right thing to do at this time. And I really want to go on record saying I'm not voting against the issue, but because you cannot separate these very, very inflammatory remarks with the resolution. Unfortunately, that is the reality. I cannot, in good conscience, vote for this measure because of all of these things that are attached to it. I just cannot do that. So I want to go on record saying while I support the resolution, I cannot condone these kinds of statements being made. It is just not something that I want to be attached with. So for those reasons, I need to be on record explaining why I'm voting against this. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember Harimoto. Before I call on anyone else to speak, let me say this as the presiding officer of this council. I want to remind the members that during discussion, that we try to restrain ourselves from questioning motives and methods of a colleague. I know we're trying to clip our words very judiciously, but I did not intend this session to be a reprimand session of a colleague. Any one of you can introduce a measure for our consideration. In this case, this is a special session being called out of respect for a colleague. And I expect the members to extend those courtesies and respect to a colleague. Now, I understand you are equally as passionate as the member who introduced this resolution. But let's just be careful about questioning methods and motives. Thank you. This is the third time, Councilmember. And we're running well over time now.
I understand, but it came up with certain language as if some of the members, even though they're passionate, is trying to more or less castigate a member of this council. That's, if I said something, that's not my intent. Number two, on taking a stand, I always take a stand, even it cost me a lot. Here in this council, I took a stand. I'm the only member of this council with no chairmanship of any committee. Did I say anything? I just let it roll. In the legislature, I'm not afraid to take a stand, even to the cost of my life and limb. I believe that I'm only the only member of the House where they rioted and took a stand and faced them head on. If I say something in this council in terms of what I believe in, because I look at trying to do these things right, not just for one person, but for the entire body. We have to look at ways wherein the integrity of this council is still intact. We have to protect that. I've always been saying that. I don't have any intention at all in trying to put down any members of this council. I respect everyone. As a matter of fact, I'll be the first one to say you folks are better off and more intelligent than me. And at this point in time, I bow down to all of you. Thank you.
That's on the record now.
Sure. Sure, that's on the record.
Okay. The fact that we're smarter than you. I want that on the record. Okay. Further discussion among the members. I'm sure we've exhausted this. We've gone well over the time, and I'm sure Chair Martin wants to go on with the people's business with respect to his agenda. Okay. So
Sorry,
one
Mr.
last
Chair.
time for the
Very,
committee
very
with
brief.
jurisdiction. Yes.
I've appreciated the comments of all of my colleagues here, the introducer, everyone. This is a very important issue, as has been reflected by all of our comments. I couldn't just stop and take the vote without saying something, because there have been statements made about taking stands, about doing our job, about representing the people who put us here. And regardless of whether we agree or disagree about what that stand is or what that job entails, each of us is doing that job, and each of us is taking a stand. And I respect each of you equally for doing that. I'm also representing my constituents of District 6. And just because my stand may differ from any of my colleagues means there's no disrespect taken. So just want to say, we are all taking a stand here. We are all trying to do our own job to the best of our ability to serve the people of this city and county. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Further discussion among the members.
Here, here.
All right. So, okay. Are there any objections to the resolution? Raise your hand.
Can we say objection with reservation?
There's yes with reservations. There's no.
Yeah, right there.
Madam Clerk, how many objections registered?
Can I do a roll call? No.
And somebody needs to call for that. I don't call for it.
I'd like a
Roll call.
Chair.
Okay. Roll call vote has been seconded. Roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Okay, Councilmember Anderson,
Aye.
Councilmember Berg,
For my clarification, you asked to raise your hand if you object.
I'm sorry.
So now we're taking roll
Just a
call
roll call
in favor of the resolution, right?
Well, just state
So,
whatever.
so
Aye,
yes is
nay.
in favor of the resolution.
Yes, sir.
That's a yes.
I suspected so, sir.
Councilmember Cachola,
No with reservation.
I'm sorry, Councilmember, there is no. It's a no.
It's a-
A no is a no. It's not no with
only
reservations.
aye with reservation.
We have yes with reservations.
Then I'll go no.
All right, it's a straight no,
You're going
Madam
no.
Clerk.
Councilmember Chang,
No.
Councilmember Gabbard Tamayo,
No.
Councilmember Harimoto,
No.
Councilmember Kobayashi,
No.
Councilmember Martin,
No.
Councilmember Garcia.
Aye with reservations.
Mr. Chair, we have 3 ayes and 6 no.
Okay, the resolution fails. Members, thank you.